Good afternoon, D&D here, and today we have another interesting TSA lock. This is the TSA 008. The latest one. It's a disc detainer model. Right now, as you can see, the combination's unlocked. And what normally happens is when you slide this thing up or turn the lock, these little catches will undo, and normally you'd push your zippers into that. So the zips get locked to this, and I'm sure you're familiar with how luggage cases usually work. Anyway, what we're going to do is, first of all, just take that off the correct combination. So it's locks now. I'm going to push these in. This doesn't matter, but it just gives you a better indicator of when it's picked. So just to demonstrate, if this is unlocked, those will pop open. So I'll just do that. Just set those again. Normally you'd push your zip in there, like I said. All right. So this is a disc detainer lock. So what we're going to do, it tensions from the front. So we're going to try and tension it. Like so. You have to forgive me, this is pretty janky. That's probably good. All right. There we go. It's turned. Those unlocked. It stays turned. Doesn't spring back. So what I'm now hopefully going to do is show you this gutted. So I'll just pull that away, set up the tripod. Now this has some USB pass-through. I think the idea is that you can plug this into your laptop in your bag, and then just a complete aside, but yeah, you can just plug your device into there or something, I guess. Anyway, as you can see, the combination's still unlocked. Still locked, I mean, but we've opened that. Turning this does not require you to pull the catch forward. You'll see how that works in a minute. So I'm just going to take this apart and show you what's actually in here. Alright. Oh, come on. This lock's honestly more interesting than I thought it would be, and it ended up being easier to pick than I thought it would be. Now, I've already had this open once, just examining it, so that's why the QC sticker was broken. Alright, so with those off, we just need to get these catches open using some kind of tool. Alright. It's a bit stupid, but oh, come on. There. Lift that out. They're just the sprung things for the combination side. Now, the way this works is that's the catches there. If you turn this piece here, which comes off, this here is the lock. Just put that back on there. We don't really care about that part, but basically if you turn the lock, that little guy, little stump there, will pull this across, which opens the catches as well. Or alternatively, if you have these lined up, you can, if that would line up for us. There you go. Then you can open the catches that way, which also pulls this thing off. So anyway, without further ado, let's actually get the lock gutted. Where do my tweezers go? There we go. So probably the easiest way to take this out is this way, because is that going to come out? Yeah, it is. I just don't want to spill bits. That's all. Oh, come on. Actually, we'll relock the lock, because otherwise the sidebar is going to go flying. There we go. You can see there's the housing. I'll just want to pop that down for a minute. Let's move this stupid USB cable out of the way. So that's the lock. You can see the little sidebar. That's the okay. You can see here there's the groove. Hopefully the focus is okay on that. There's the sidebar groove. There. So I'll just put that one over there. Let's actually have a look at the lock. So this is the sidebar. It's basically just a little cylinder, little brass. I think it's brass. Little brass cylinder. The lock is, gee, this focus is atrocious. The sidebar goes in there. As you can see, they're still fairly aligned. The discs, they are actually sprung. So I'm going to take these out now. So the front part is what actually tensions. I'll just take these out and we'll do a zoom in afterwards. Just take out the first disc, spacer, oh come on, second disc, spacer, third disc, technically the first disc, and that's it. So there's the housing. Now the really interesting thing about the housing is this bit here. This little piece of plastic is actually sprung. Well, it's sort of sprung, right? So it's like kind of sprung. Anyway, it actually spring loads the discs, so they won't sit in their true positions. You have to you have to have tension on the lock, which is a bit unusual for disc detainer locks. I think usually that's not the case. This is actually the first disc detainer lock I've ever filmed, I think, so I wouldn't claim to have a lot of experience with these, but I believe most of them you can just dial, basically. Anyway, let's have a look at my discs. So there's the front. Come on. There's the front one. There's disc 3, which is the front disc. Then there's spacer, disc 2. You can see they don't have any false gates. And they only have one true gate, which means that the master key can probably be fairly easily decoded from these. But yeah, now the discs don't actually have a huge range of travel, which is an interesting point. But they're sprung. I think it's probably not possible to have them sprung and also have a huge range of travel. I'm guessing that was probably the issue. I'll show the other side of the discs, but it's much the same. Honestly, probably easy to just... Nope. Okay, this is pretty stupid. Look, just... Yeah, this is really stupid. There's the underside of everything, if anyone cared. Looks the same. And there's the little sidebar. Come on, just focus. The little element. It's just a brass cylinder. Like a pin or something. Alright, I think that's about it. I will just show... Let's flip these guys over again. Don't know why I bothered doing that. Public first video, just want to be thorough, but if I just pop first disc back in, I can find which one that is. They are numbered, so that's helpful. But if we just put disc 1 back in, it's probably possible to see that. See here, just focus. They don't actually have a huge range of motion, so... Oh, you silly thing. So that's as far as it goes. And as you can see, it's sprung. It's actually quite hard to hold it in the right position without all its fellow discs in there. If I just put these spacers back in and the discs back in, yeah, they only want to go in one way, like one orientation. Which is interesting. There, everything's back in again. You can hopefully see how that one always wants to go back to the middle. And this one, same thing. You can't... The real one really doesn't want to. You can turn it, it'll just snap back. Or it'll overshoot. So, like that. The true position is actually in the middle. And it doesn't like being in the middle. Pops straight back over. I'll show you the other side with the actual gates. You can probably see that's the gate there. keeps going. It keeps wanting to go back again. Same with the last one. So yeah, it's a sprung disc detainer lock. Rather interesting, but that's the TSA 008. Anyway, so yeah, I have another one just new in packet as well, because obviously might as well buy two, right? Yeah, so that's the TSA 008 lock, which is the new one. Now we have this, so we'll probably try and decode the master key, something like that. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'm glad to be, I think, the first person to show the insides of this lock, and certainly to show it being picked. So yeah. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Cheers.